Holland is a country of great contradictions. While people from other countries like to talk about how big things are, the Dutch like to boast about the opposite.
We are always used to do things on a very small size.
But while this might be so, the Netherlands remains one of the biggest exporters of farm produce.
We have small land, but our food production is sky high.
And while it's the most densely populated country in the EU, it dumps the least waste of all EU countries. And the country's main greenhouse gas emitter, Rotterdam, has launched the Climate Proof Initiative, which vows by 2025 to cut carbon emissions in half.
We emit a lot of CO2, so that means that our target is quite hard to reach, but we're very determined to reach it.
The solution requires a change of mindset, being environmentally conscious in the way we work, the way we eat, the way we travel, and the way we create. In Rotterdam's old city centre, this office building has stood empty for nearly 20 years.
There's nobody here.
It's now the site of a new cultural hub.
A few architects who lived in this area thought, well, let's take the initiative and develop this empty building ourselves.
Putting aside their PCs for crowbars and paintbrushes, architects have transformed the building from a dreary monolith to a new urban laboratory.
They make interior furniture from old advertising boards. And during the summer they spread their furniture all around the street so people can sit here and get some drinks.
So it's a public space being made in a private building.
But the Schieblock has another unique function. On the top floor is Rotterdam's first green roof.
It's not a garden, it's really a farm, so plants are grown to vegetables to eat and herbs.
It's custom fit based on the roof structure.
There are paths where the ground is a little bit thinner because the building was not built to carry a heavy roof. So underneath the beds where the vegetables are, the pillows, so you can have more weight. Then you have this this substrate of, I think it's lava stone with normal ground.
And the benefits are many. The vegetation absorbs CO2 emissions, buffers noise, increases the lifespan of the building by absorbing UV rays, and it even stores water.
Rotterdam has the ambition to become a very green city, so you see a lot of different green projects, not only farming but also in transport and in energy and in water.
We look very closely into the existing built environment, so buildings that are already there. And we do projects to make sure that in the coming years about 10,000 houses will reduce their energy consumption, which is good for the environment.
Rotterdam's new central station is another step towards this goal. More than 3,000 solar panels cover the roof, the size of a football field.
And it's generating electricity.
It's the biggest solar station roof in Europe. Alone, it can power nearly 100 households. But the march towards a greener future doesn't stop at the city centre. Agricultural entrepreneur Bas de Groot shows that with good planning, the city outskirts can become fertile land for quality produce.
We are the first intra-urban farm in Europe on this scale, and in world-wise we are the most complex one because we're doing different types of production.
It's called Uit je eigen stad, which means from your own town.
We produce food, we process food, and we sell food on the same location.
This vacant lot with an abandoned warehouse in West Rotterdam is now a chicken farm.
We're doing our chicken ourselves.
A greenhouse, a restaurant, and plans are underway to include a fish farm.
And in the future this will be our fish tank room for our aquaponics. So here will be the fish and the plants are in the greenhouse. At this moment this part is empty, but it will be part of our plant growing in our aquaponics system. Aquaponics is a way that you produce fish, aquaculture and plants on water, hydroculture, in one system. And this will be the biggest system in Europe at that moment.
But integrated farming in a small space can be tricky. Contamination is a constant worry.
Here's the wall, and behind those walls there will be the chicken stable for the bigger chicken. And after there's another wall and there's a restaurant. So that's also really tricky in a way that we have a restaurant. You ate at that side of the wall, and only 1 meter behind you there will be a walking chicken. Oh, they're doing well. The next sector. This is one of our entrances for the working, and all the logistics of all those parts are not crossing each other. Or when it's crossed, it has to be clean. What we also want to do is closing the nutrient cycle, so all waste that's not being cooked from our restaurant is being collected and we're going to compost it. Put it in a system where insects are growing, and we can have the pups of the insects feeding our chicken or feeding our fish. That's for the future, but that's also in European standard. It's really strange, and they don't have rules about it. So it's again a headache for The Hague that we want to do it.
Creative minds across Holland are breaking new ground as they put new technologies to the test. At the Gieltse Air Force Base, engineers are taking their latest prototype for a spin. Meet the PEL V1, the world's first flying car.
Many people dream of a flying car already for a long time. Now it's possible.
The PEL V1 is a two-seat hybrid, part car, part gyroplane.
It's something very different from a helicopter. It's called a gyrocopter.
On the road it drives like a sports car. Within minutes its rotor is unfolded, its tail extended, and then it's time to take off.
The big advantage is it's the easiest way of flying, the safest way of flying, and it's very cheap to maintain. It's safer because the whole rotor is not powered by an engine. Through the wind it starts turning, and even if the engine fails or stops, this will act as your parachute. The problem with building a flying car is actually not the flying but the driving. Yeah, because if you build a plane, and you can see that here, you need something to push it. And that should go through the center of gravity. Any airplane has a high center of gravity. While if you put a high center of gravity on the road, you have an unstable car. So how do you combine the two?
It took the PEL V team 10 years of tests, together with Delft University and the Dutch National Aerospace Lab. Finally, in April 2012, PEL V1 made its maiden flight.
Here we go into a next phase now, from the first proof of concept proving that it can be done and that it's allowed, to building the first commercial version, and we expect to deliver the first ones in 2015.
Dutch entrepreneurs have shown the power of collectives. The skyway connecting the Schieblock to its surroundings is a result of the creative sector, the government and the public working together.
The first part is finished, so it will be continued. This bridge is financed by crowdfunding, so everyone could buy a piece or could pay a piece of the bridge itself. So you can see here, I also paid a part of the bridge. This is my name. So you could pay 25 euros, then you have one bank, or you could pay 1,000 euros, then you have a whole section.
Crowdfunding raised about 800,000 euros from private investors and 4 million from local government.
So they now have enough money to finish the bridge.
To encourage more of these kinds of projects, the government provides a wide range of subsidies. One area shown support is urban farming.
that you get a 30 euros per square meter fund if you make a green roof, so that's for everyone.
And that's a big subsidy, considering it costs just 45 euros to build 1 square meter. But urban farming isn't just about growing plants in the city. It's about bringing food closer to the people.
That's good. They used plants in the canteen in this building, so the people working here could eat their own vegetables from their own roof. In the future they also want to make a shop here, so people in the neighborhood can come here and buy vegetables from this rooftop.
We think that as the world population is going to live more and more in cities, it is very necessary that we think about how people remain in touch with nature.
As old cities start to go green, the new town of Elmira is a step ahead. This is a city where nature and people come together.
It is not a city, it's a very green city already. For us, it's a challenge to keep it like that.
The challenge is a fundamental change of the urban mindset, how we look at our relationship with nature.
Do children still know that vegetables grow in a garden and that your salad is not coming from the supermarket? Meat is coming from a cow or from a pig. Have you ever seen one? And city people very often don't know that anymore.
It's not about feeding people physically. It's about feeding people spiritually. First we want to produce good food with a good taste, that people want to pay for it, and it has to be sometimes a high price. And also a good experience that they have here, and they pay also for the experience.
The experience is to see how your food is grown and to taste organic produce fresh out of the farm.
Come in the dark.
Wow.
Here they are. I'm going to put the lights on. They don't like it because they see the flickering of the lights. So they're born yesterday. These are the more commercial types. So it's a Hubbard. They are going to slaughter in 12 weeks. The black one, it's the Noord-Hollandse Blauwe. They can produce after 26 weeks. And they will be also a meat chicken, and a really expensive one. So they're going to cost 100 euros a chicken or 4 kilo. But they live 26 weeks, so that's costing a lot of feed and a lot of labor as well. If you want to eat meat, it's okay, but the taste has to be great, the animal has to be having a good life, and the farmer has to get a good payment. And that's what this is at this moment in Western society, sick about this system. The farmer don't get paid, the animals have not good life, and the customer gets shit on his plate. It doesn't taste well. And we think we can do it better.
But with a relatively small demand, the production scale is small.
We only produce 70 of those chicken a month, so that's not much. The cost of my chicken in total for the whole production will be something like 18 euro a kilo, with labor and that sort of thing. So I only earn 6 euro a kilo. But that's much, much better than 3 cents a chicken that they're doing normal business. It's not only about being competitive in a way that we earn as much money as we can. I think we are more idealistic entrepreneurs in a way.
And these idealists have a clear vision for the future. The PELV engineers have put their vision into 2 powerful computers.
So what we have is a simulator. It's actually a very, very powerful simulator. Normally it's in 3D, but on television that doesn't work, so we have put it now on 2D. And it really replicates how the actual vehicle works. We are the first in the world who really made a very good simulator for autogyros.
The simulator will eventually be available in flight schools, allowing people to learn on the ground how to fly their cars.
Learning to fly a gyrocopter is very easy. In 20 to 40 hours lessons you can have your license. But by having a good flight simulator, you can even make that shorter. So Hans developed it. He's already working with us now for 5 years. Where are we flying now, Hans?
This is a harbor city. It's in France.
The PAL V1 can be flown up to 1,200 meters, the airspace available for private aircrafts. It requires 30 to 50 meters to land and about 150 meters to take off. The end result is a new solution for door-to-door transport.
So it's what we say, you get ultimate mobility. You have the choice to drive, the choice to fly.
And combining these functions isn't just convenient.
If you fly low and slow, which is very good with a gyrocopter, you see something, and then you want to land nearby and drive to the place to do something. And then you can think about customs, border control, policing, military use, pipeline observation, those type of organizations, but also governmental organizations to do aid campaigns.
But how much will it cost to own one of these?
In the beginning we have very limited quantities. It's an exclusive product. So price setting in the beginning we expect something between 250 and 300,000 euros. Over time, when we will get more efficient, then of course prices can become different. In the end, it will be a normal category in mobility, not available to everybody, but to many.
But for now, those who don't have the luxury of a flying car can have another, more affordable way to get from A to B.
We look at the possibilities of e-mobility, electric mobility. The city is constructing the infrastructure. We also have a project together with the industry to make sure that in the coming years we have 1,000 electric cars on the road inside the city.
A sustainable future relies on cohesion.
Because this Rotterdam Climate Initiative that I talked about is a cooperation between not only the city government, but also the Port of Rotterdam, the Rotterdam industry and the environmental agency here, and we all work together on achieving this goal. And I think that is the main attraction and the main reason why we are actually successful in already doing so many projects, because the industry here in the port sees that if they don't go green, they will be out of business soon.
So what can we do for a greener, healthier future? The answer may be right in front of us. In our decision to buy green foods.
It's the people who want to buy those chicken for €100 chicken. They're what we call foodies. Double income, no kids, want to eat very good. It's a small group, but really active group.
Our desire to conquer new territories.
Fossil fuel will end, so there will be replacements. In the future that we will make biodiesel versions. Maybe also hydrogen is a possibility.
Our search for new knowledge.
Finding new knowledge in technically wise, but also in social wise and also in business wise.
And our determination to pass this knowledge on to future generations.
Being creative and thinking out of the box. At this moment our government doesn't doing a good job about education. So
in the next episode, we look at how Dutch expertise finds their market in China and what makes the two countries ideal partners.